Final Fantasy Tactics may be one of the most fun examples of implementing several themes in its story. Themes such as classism, elitism, and corruption of church. But one theme I think Final Fantasy Tactics does perfectly is showcasing the desperation and exhaustion that comes with war, and it's showcased really well in one of the most unlikely places, a random story battle craftily placed within the third chapter of the game. Placing it in the third chapter holds a lot of significance. For those who know Final Fantasy Tactics, being in the third chapter means being pretty far into the game, and it's around that time that the player will be moving on to the more in-depth job classes, even in a more casual playthrough. You could easily expect to be using classes like Mediator, Samurai, Lancer, Oracle, and high-level jobs like those. So upon arriving at Grog Hill, or Grow Heights, as it's called in the War of the Lions, it's kind of surprising to see that your opposition is nothing more than 2 squires, 2 chemists, a thief, and an archer. A team like this is unheard of, especially this late into Chapter 3. What's worse is the dialogue that follows. These deserters are at their limit, and want nothing more than to pass without conflict, which Ramza and his team are more than happy to allow. But it's the war-inflicted paranoia that keeps this situation a hostile one, and despite Ramza's best efforts to de-escalate the situation, it only turns for the worse when one of the opposition realizes just who Ramza is, and that he's recently been branded a heretic. Bringing in the enemy of his worth would surely allow an early discharge for this whole team, and in their exhausted desperation, they feel that trying to subdue Ramza is worth the absolute imbalance in power, despite knowing the feats and rank that Ramza has been credited for. And seeing just how outmatched they are, they feel it better to try and be done with the war than to live for another day, and it's genius. It's worth noting here that this moment in time is a big turning point for Ramza as well. He's at a crossroads between loyalty to his brothers and his family name, and doing what he feels is right in his own mind. He's abandoning his family name and his potential class that comes with it in order to act upon his own beliefs. And an unnecessary fight like this, a fight that neither party wants to partake in due to the harsh toll the war has taken on them, makes it all the more difficult to do. It's a fight that you genuinely feel you don't want to take part of. Everything about the fight seems wrong. Not only by now would you have classes and abilities far above their own, but it's almost like their moveset is crafted to keep their team alive. If you kill anyone but the chemist will prioritize using their Phoenix Downs to keep the other members alive. The thief will prioritize charming your team above all else, literally using any tactic that would give them the slightest chance at victory. But despite this, not only is this fight one of the easiest, it's one that you just don't feel proud of. This is further showcased when the battle finally ends. Ramza is shown alone, lamenting if there is something he could have done differently, thinking about what his father, someone he truly idolizes, would have done in his stead, if he would have known how to handle the situation differently, if killing them truly wasn't the answer. This is probably all the more painful when given the fact that Ramza is frequently compared to his father in his actions and his ideals. It's truly one fight that Ramza, in his constant pursuit for justice, doesn't feel like this battle was justified. The situation is only a little rectified when a new acquaintance, Olin, arrives and sees that Ramza has taken the deserters out. He assures him that despite it being his mission, he too would rather not be hunting down those who simply don't want to fight anymore. More than anything, Ramza wants to demolish the powers that be it the warring factions of the Lions or the Church itself. And that is what I love about Final Fantasy Tactics, showing off these thematically crafted stories without having to spell it out for you, using the battles themselves to showcase the conflicts and struggles instead of having to use heavy cutscenes and dialogue to really write it all out. To me, this is how you make a game with such heavy themes, and that is what makes the Battle of Grog Hill, or Grow Heights, one of the most genius fights out there. And I believe this small, seemingly insignificant battle that took place on a rainy night is one of his biggest drives to see justice served. Even if Olin brought a little comfort, I truly think that this is one battle that Ramza carried with him throughout his journeys, and it serves as something that he wants to never see take place again. Thanks for watching. Hey man, thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. I don't really care. I'm gonna try to get one more video before the month's end. We will see. Thanks for watching, and go play Final Fantasy Tactics. Please, you owe it to yourself and me.